Good day. My name is Dawn, and I teach yoga at JJ Parr uh, on the base here in Cold Lake. And today, this video, we're going to do some flexion and extension of the spine. So I've done some of these videos before. They're all under 20 minutes. This one also will be under 20 minutes. All you'll need is your mat. You can have a blanket if you like. Blocks, if you have blocks, 2 of them would be good. If you don't have blocks, some hard-covered books will work the same. If you have a bolster, that might come in handy. Not necessary, but it is something nice to always have, of course. Or pillows if you have like cushions, couch cushions, or just anything like that. All right, so stop the video if you need. Go gather what you need, and then we're going to get started. Great, so our first posture today is called caterpillar. Extend your legs in a seated position, and we're just going to fold over our legs to wherever we can come. So it's not necessary to fold right in half. And also remember, this is yin yoga, so we do not engage the body. So make sure that your body is going to stay fairly soft, that we're able to get into the deeper tissue, into that fascia, into the interconnective tissue. This is where we find our flexibility and we increase moisture in the joints to keep us nice and mobile. All right, I'm just going to move these blocks out of the way. Right there. On an inhale, find some length. I'm going to time us here. And on an exhale, just folding forward. So where that fold is when you start to feel something. So if you're here and you're starting to feel this, maybe in the lumbar region, maybe in the lower back, or maybe you're starting to feel it here in the hamstrings, maybe down into the calves, wherever it is, if that point of resistance, if it stops you, if you feel that, stop. Okay? So that's your edge. As soon as you start to feel, that's your edge, and that's where you belong. Once you get there, stay and breathe. Sending the breath where you need it. You might find that with every exhale, find a little more depth. So wherever that is for you, everyone is different. Everyone has a different edge, a different point of resistance. If you fold forward and then realize that maybe you've come too far, gently, you push yourself back up to where you can hold and breathe. So just breathing your natural breath the best you can. And if you find a place in your body where there's a lot of tightness, where your mind is just directing and it's going and oh my gosh, so terrible. If it's pain, come out of the posture. You might stay right here, just allowing, just being in your body and allowing yourself space. Don't push it. Maybe start again. Just folding forward to where you can. So this posture in itself is a beautiful, beautiful posture for the entire back body. So it's stretching everything along the bottom of the feet, up the back of the legs, the calves, the hamstrings, right through the glutes, the lower back, all the way up the back, up the top of the head. The entire back body is feeling a stretch. It's getting benefits here, finding opening, finding space within our body. So today I've chosen to do the class outside. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Cold Lake. Being out in nature, I think it just increases the benefits of any kind of fitness, any kind of yoga that you may do. If you have a space outside, if you have the opportunity to ever do any kind of exercise, a wellness sort of class outside, I certainly do recommend it. A few more breaths here. Noticing where you feel this. I'm just going to come up a bit. You stay in the posture. So if you notice that you're here and you feel like, I could pull. Man, those hamstrings are tight. Those calves, those hamstrings, the back of my legs are just pulling. It might be beneficial for you to bend your legs, okay? So this is where a bolster might come in handy. And maybe the bolster is even going to be too much. If you have a blanket, you could roll up the blanket and use that. So if sometimes, it may be just for today even, you just have to take those hamstrings out of the equation. You want to get into that lumbar region, you can do that. You can fold over a bolster. So for some of you, this is definitely what you may want to do. Using something soft is good because you can kind of, you can make your impression in that. And maybe next time use a little less, smaller blanket, smaller bolster, to be able to find a bit more depth, eventually being able to have the legs straight and folding right over top of those legs. 3 more breaths here. Making a big Buddha belly the best you can, even though we are compressed here against our legs. Open your mouth and release. One more time. And release. And then try one on your own. Pushing against the floor, against the earth, coming all the way back up. Remaining upright for a breath or two. Just noticing the echo of that posture. If you have your blocks or your books ready, gather them up, have them close by. The next posture that we're going to do is a supported bridge posture. We do this with blocks or some kind of support, okay? So all the way down onto your back. First of all, we're going to remain here just on the back, breathing. Allowing yourself to let go of the previous posture. Bring yourself into the moment. Find some softness within your body. Letting go of any expectations you had for that last posture, for that caterpillar pose, and prepare yourself for your bridge. Beautiful. Bending your legs, bringing the soles of your feet onto your mat, probably about hip width apart. Taking some form of support, taking your block, pushing into your feet, lifting your hips, bringing your support under the sacrum. So we don't want this block into the lower back at all. So that flat part of that, at the sacrum itself there, under the hips, is where you want the block. So most likely, for me and for many people, this is comfortable. This feels good. Staying here and breathing, noticing if you can release. Instead of holding yourself up on your support, notice if you can allow the support to hold you. If you like, you can extend one leg, the other leg, so one leg at a time, or both legs. And again, if that change makes you feel a little anxious, if it's too much, come back to both legs bent, both knees bent. And if you find that you're holding yourself up on your support, again, find that softness, that heaviness, and release. couple more breaths here. The sun is bright. Those are my eyes because it's quite bright. Feels good though. Okay, so from here, if this is enough for you, knees bent or legs straight, then stay here. If you're craving a little bit more and you want a little bit more, if your legs are straight, bend your knees, push into those feet, lift the hips just enough to bring some more support, another block underneath. Maybe you have to adjust a bit, find that flat spot to find the comfort. And again, if you are holding yourself up on your support, see if you can find some heaviness within your body. Notice if you can release into the support and allow that support to hold you rather than for you to hold yourself over the support. This may feel enough. If you came into this with 2 blocks now and now realize that maybe it's too much, you simply find that space, release the block, take it all the way out, come back down onto just the one support. For those of you that like this, find yourself heavy on the support and then notice if maybe you want to straighten one leg, the other leg, maybe alternating here, a few breaths on each side, or both legs. It's all optional. No one needs to do any of that. If there's any pain anywhere, if this is too much for your back after you've gotten into this pose, please bend your knees, push into your feet, remove all the support, and come all the way down onto your back and rest on your back. If this feels okay, it's quite a bit of a back bend actually. But if it feels all right for you, remain here and just breathe. Oops. Okay. We have about another minute here. If you do have your legs straight, if it's starting to feel like a bit much, just bend the knees. One leg at a time maybe, bring that weight into the sole of the foot, and then the other leg, and then you have both knees bent. Again, finding the heaviness in the hips on the blood. This is the extension part. So when we did the caterpillar, it was flexion of the spine. The whole back body was finding space and being worked. And it's a great pose to prepare you, if you especially have meditation practice that you do. So hold over your body, you can bring everything inward a little easier. And now this bridge pose, this is our extension of the back body. So again, allowing yourself to be heavy on your support. If you are on 2 blocks, please push into the feet, lift those hips just enough to remove the one support. And you hips back down. Oh, that feels lovely. If you're anything like me, it probably feels like you have no support underneath your hips at this point. So it's really interesting. You're laying on your back, you put 1 block under, and that's a back bend. You put 2 under, that's quite a bit of a back bend. You come back down to 1, and suddenly feels like there's nothing under there. It's a really neat concept. Staying here, breathing. Again, if at any point any of this becomes painful, come out of the posture. Do not go so deep. Or if it's just a bit much, it's not pain, but you know you're at your edge, maybe past your edge, come back down onto the 1 block. If your legs are extended, bend your legs, or maybe just remove the last block. Still on the block,
Staying here for 3 more breaths. So as we age, we start to lose that natural curvature in the lumbar region. Poses like this encourage that curvature, encourage it, and help it to, it prevents you from maybe having the opposites. We want to keep the curve, that natural curve. It's a secondary curve in the lower spine. One more breath. Into your feet, lifting your hips, releasing your hips all the way down. Oh my gosh, that feels so great. Extend your legs. Staying here, 5 full breaths. Inhaling, exhale, inhale, release it out the mouth. So whatever sensations you are feeling in your body, notice with each breath as we lay here that maybe the sensations become a little less, a little less, a little less intense. One more breath. And then allow yourself to stay here in Savasana. So Savasana, you could just stay exactly as you are, lying on your back. You could bend your feet, bend your knees, bring your feet to the edges of your mat, knees together. Here we have constructive rest. It's a nice little release for the psoas. The other thing you could do, if maybe your lower back is giving you a little bit of grief at the moment, just bringing a bolster underneath your thighs, under the knees, and lay back. So however you choose to come into Savasana, staying here for as long as you wish. Thank you for joining me today for the spinal flexion and spinal extension. I hope in some way this served you and helps. Maybe if you have any kind of pain in the lower back, that this may have helped you find a little bit of space there. Thank you for joining me. Again, my name is Dawn, and I teach Yin Yoga at JJ Parr here in the lovely Coburg.